All right, shalom, most high in Christ, bless, happy Sabbath to everybody tuning in across the globe. All praises to the most high in Christ. We made it to another Sabbath, and it's beginning to be more evident as time goes on for you folks to really start to gravitate towards the Bible and understanding that the Bible is a true book. The Bible is a true book. So you're seeing the Bible play out on the earth, all right? It's playing out in nations. It's playing out individually, all right? But you have to understand that this book right here is a spiritual book. It has rules, regulations, and guidelines, and it also foretells the future, your future, okay? And it also has all the glorious things set aside for the children of Israel, which is you so-called blacks, you so-called Hispanics, whose fathers are of Negroid and of Indian descent. You are the biblical Israelites, the children of the slaves that God said in this book would be underneath hard bondage in the last days, meaning oppressed, meaning you do not have your own language. You don't have your own land. You basically everything that was given to us, even your mind state, has been given to you by the oppressor. Some of y'all are just so scared. So scared. But yet you say that you believe in a higher power. How does that work? It's impossible. All right? Make sure you folks have a 1611 King James Bible. Make sure you're taking notes tonight. Tonight's topic. Double standards. Hitler and the Confederacy. Uh-oh. Every single time we mention Hitler, every single time, y'all folks better be ready. They might click us off because you know they monitor what we're saying. We are shut down in, I got a notice, 292 countries now said that we are banned. We can't be played at all. Yeah. All praises to the Most High in Christ. We have brothers over there that's pushing. The movement is not social media. That's where all this stuff is spawning, you know. But it proves something. I'm going to tell you something. Black Lives Matter proves something to people. That's a social media campaign turned grassroots, turned now everywhere in the world, people writing down BLM, which, I mean, if you're calling yourself black, that's not a nationality. We know that, all right? We know it's a terminology. We know it's a terminology to describe the Negroes, all right? That's the terminology they use. Where does this ideology of America comes from? Because America, if you put in the comment boards, if you don't believe that America is leading existence, the whole earth, when it comes down to anything, if you don't believe, put it in the comment boards. Just say, I don't believe America is leading nothing. Then you're going to be proven wrong over and over and over again. America is the lead madam that's spawning all kind of chaos. But then when we start to look back, we see a lot of hypocrisy. Let's open up with the book of Psalms. Let's open up with the book of Psalms. Chapter 64 and verse 5. I want 5 and 6. That's all. For some of you folks may be new. Make sure you're taking down notes. We're going to try to slow things down tonight. We're going to slow down for y'all. All right. Psalm 64 and verse 5. Let's go.
All right. Shalom, Most High in Christ. Bless everybody. Welcome and happy Sabbath to all. The book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 5. They encourage themselves for in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them?
So when they encourage themselves in an evil matter, who is the they? Because when we we can generalize anybody. We can go they. Let's go to Google. Please pull up the word devil. Let's get the definition of that.
Right.
Let's
Right.
just go ahead on. Because somebody doing evil, would you say that is of God or that is of Satan?
Well, if you add a D to it,
Hmm.
it means devil.
There you go.
So you have evil, you add a D
D.
to it, it's devil.
I mean, it's common sense to us.
Right.
But to some of these folks, they got the devil on them.
Right.
They'll never be able to see it. You want to know why? Because you've been raised in a system. We was just saying it.
Mm-hmm.
And the system has did things that is unorthodox to how God says to do it. Meaning they trying to do halfway what God says. Is that right? If I tell you, okay, I want you to go to the bank and pick up $1 million. But if you go to the bank and never pick up the $1 million, what was the purpose? No. So the people are doing halfway things. They're not doing what God says.
Mm-hmm.
So what it spawns, we just talked about it. America, for our men, you so-called black and Hispanic men, they have made you effeminate.
Yep.
They made you scared at every turn. While the other nations, they're standing bold in what they're believing in.
Right.
They're standing bold within the factions of their governments. We can see that all day.
Mm-hmm.
But for us, we have a conditionary mind, a mind that is conditioned to think like women and to think like children.
Also, we're only bold to ourselves.
Yeah, so you'll boss up on
Yeah.
somebody in your own nation.
Right. You will come up, and want to test him and want to battle him, go in on him, make a fool out of him all day, your own nation. But when it comes to somebody else, oh, you scared to even say something.
They'll walk by, say hi and hello and everything
Right.
to everybody else,
Right.
but mean mug their own people.
Exactly.
But it comes back to the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go with the men,
Mm-hmm.
because a man will set his house in order, and once his house is set in order, he's in order, everything else gonna fall in order. It's impossible for it not to.
That's right.
Or else things gonna get real bad. But what America has done, what our young men, they listen to their mamas.
Yep.
My mama said, shut up. Get out of here. Don't nobody care what your mama said. We're looking at reality. We showed it weeks back before all of it broke out. We say, look at the young men. They're starting to rise up in their minds saying, nah, what mama told me and mama told me was good, but it ain't the ultimate result. We got to take destiny into our own hands and understand it's our generation. So you keep listening to mama, keep listening to grandma. Where's granddaddy at?
Hey, tell me about it.
Either he sleep or he in Christianity,
Mm-hmm.
or he's in a mind state that is totally detached from reality. So the old men has just done let us down. They set them outside the way.
Well, heck, even law enforcement is taught to go to whatever black household it is, they're taught to go to the oldest black female. They're trained. How we know? We knew somebody that was in law enforcement once upon a time. They're taught to go to the oldest black female of the house. Not the oldest black man. You would think they would go to him because he's supposed to be the elder, the wisdom, whatever the case may be. But nah, they go there. They go there.
Now, to Lord's will tomorrow, we'll be talking and discussing militant campaigns, because everybody was sending me the militant video.
Oh yeah.
And I was saying, well, okay, when you start to really have a military mind, if you study war,
Mm-hmm.
that's not military right there. It's openly showed. The revolution is really thorough,
Yep.
or it's doomed. The so-called white man understand that. So, because you got women, they training with guns, men training with guns. People think guns solve everything.
Right.
It's in the mind. When the minute you doomed, he's doomed. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why a military campaign is doomed. we spawn up a military campaign. I'm a student of military campaigns, so I would challenge anybody on this. Mm-hmm. The minute I hear, I look at it, I go, ooh, look, something looking like it's militarized. Let's look at it. That's great.
Right.
The minute I hear an apology,
Yep.
the minute I hear someone giving a sentiment, I got guns, we look like we're military, but then I'm going, we're not here for violence. Yep. Excuse me?
Right.
What do you mean? You're not here for violence? We're not here for violence. We're not a violent group or whatever. The United States, when they drop men off right. over in the overseas, right. them folks ain't going, we're not here for violence. They go, we're here to do things.
Exactly.
That's for another topic. A lot of people's not ready for that.
Nah.
A lot of people are scared. You're scared. You don't believe in God. You're
scared
scared to die. You're scared because of the unknown of death. Mm-hmm. You're scared of the unknown of pain, but you don't realize the anguish that people are in. And that's their whole mind state's gonna change. In ancient times, when they on the war ground fighting with swords, who's out there talking about, I don't want to swing my sword? Or, oh, wait a minute, this look like a scary war. No, you got the warlords out there. They ain't apologizing for nothing. Mm-mm. You swinging a sword, you ain't swinging it slow. Let's read it again.
The book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 5.
Uh-huh.
They encouraged themselves in an evil matter.
Encouraged themselves in an evil matter. Evil matter. Come on.
They commune of laying snares privily.
Come on.
They say, who shall see them?
Put in the comment boards why they say who should see us. Come on. Who is the who? Who is the who? Who's gonna see us?
You want that definition of devil, though?
Yeah. Read that part again.
Okay. The book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter.
Uh-huh.
They commune of laying snares privily.
Privately, come on.
They say, who shall see them?
That's the part I wanted before we read the definition of devil. Because now we're going to let's go to Google, which y'all love. Y'all love Google. Let's play it. Is it a girl? Is it a dude? It's a guy?
Devil.
Devil. Devil. Okay, so let's zoom in on it. I can't even see it. What does it say?
I think you got it, brother.
Shalom. Most High in Christ bless. Happy Sabbath. Where are we? Devil?
Yeah.
Devil.
In Christian and Jewish belief, the chief evil spirit, Satan.
Okay. Let's go to some words. What does it say? A
person with specified characteristics.
Specified characteristics. Okay.
Specified characteristics.
Okay, come on.
Wretch, unfortunate, creature, soul, person, fellow, thing, beggar, bastard, vulgar slang, sod, bugger.
Wretch. Why would, I'm trying to see who pick up on this. Why did they put the word bastard in there? Let me see. Why did they put that word in there?
Wow.
For devil?
Wow.
I'm trying to see. I'm going to give y'all a second. Put it in the comment boards. Why would that be underneath devil?
That's true.
Pull that word up on the definition. Bastard. Pull it up on Google for somebody. Let's go. What does it mean? Play it.
Bastard.
Okay.
Shalom. An unpleasant or despicable person. He lied to me, the bastard. Similar. Scoundrel. Villain. Rogue. Rascal. Brute. Animal. Weasel. Snake. Monster. Ogre. Wretch. Devil. Good for nothing.
Oh, they put devil in there?
Devil again. Reprobate. Yes.
Okay.
Good for nothing. Reprobate. Wrongdoer. Evildoer. Picaro. Scumbag. Pig. Swine. Louse. Hound. Cure. Rat. Beast. Son of a biscuit eater. SOB. Low life. Skunk.
Goodness gracious.
Jit.
Hold up.
Spalpeen. Fink. Butthole. Scamp.
What?
Dingo. Cad. Heel. Rotter. Bounder. Bad egg.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
that's
okay.
good. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
So wait a minute. So this is for bastard, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you eating a pig, you eating a bastard then. According to them.
People love Google. We know. So in old world terminology, a bastard is somebody who's fatherless.
Right.
But you see someone that doesn't have a father. Okay, that's why I go to Deuteronomy. By their own definitions, you're finished, though. I mean, there's nothing else you could do. Deuteronomy 23 and verse 2, I think. Bear with us tonight.
Deuteronomy chapter 23 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
A bastard should not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
Wait a minute. Excuse me? So, a bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Come on.
A bastard should not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Even to his 10th generation shall he not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
So what people would do is they'll go, oh, this is a child, an illegitimate child, somebody who's created out of incest or mixed or whatever the case may be, you know, or mixed person, mamzar. That's what people would do. Think about something. Why would they take the Israelites and hide, strip, and remove your heritage, your history? Why would they do that? What are they making you? What are they making you? Put in a comment, boy. So if you don't have the understanding of what morals and what your family stands for, like ultimately as a nation of people, we have a way that we should be living, a way that we should be eating,
Exactly.
a way that we should conduct ourselves as the holy people. If you remove that from us, what do you make us? Yeah, but if you say, okay, so you go, yeah, make us bastards, okay, but ultimately, what is the word? You make us a what? A devil. You make us evil,
Yep.
wicked. You make us in a person that is filled with deceit and hatred and everything for your own people. You have so many things that happen in our nation with killing each other.
Yep.
and trying to get over and everything else. You would conduct yourself as the devil when you know the ultimate devil on the face of the earth, which devil also means deceiver, is who? Put in the comment boards. I'm not gonna say nothing yet. Now, let's go back to Psalms.
Okay.
Let's read verse 6.
The book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
Uh-huh.
both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep.
So now we're gonna go back to the original mind state. So you saying they. So are we doing this to ourselves, or is it we're doing it to ourselves and the nation's doing it to us? Think about how would somebody be stripped of their heritage? Only way you can really understand it is if we have a bunch of wickedness within us.
Right.
Then you start to live as whatever you want to live as a savage, as a devil. You live as a devil. But you have no moral standards to live like God says, so you would live like in an evil way. And the evil way causes all type of diseases, causes mental problems, causes hatred, causes emotions. We just did the topic, emotions can get you killed, and then you see all this stuff happening with people just so emotional. So why are we saying these things? We gotta show. Give me the. You saw the picture, the class picture. Give me the class picture. Now you see, what's crazy about this is that the DeSean Jacksons. If y'all don't realize what really happened and what spawned instantaneous focus, instantaneously, like everything else is going on in the world, coronavirus, people getting killed. They shot a little baby, a little girl died. They shot a man in the car. They shot, just shot him up. All kind of things, people asking for money, the stimulus, everything happening. He shows something, and then it sends people into a tirade. We're going to show it. Give me the video. Show it to y'all. DeSean Jackson. Now, let me see what you got. Yeah, let me get that one first. I got to show that. Come on. Hopefully you can hear it.
Apologized twice Tuesday after posting on social media an anti-Semitic message misattributed to Adolf Hitler, an admiration for Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan. He later met with Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie
Pause.
late Tuesday.
So instantaneously you can hear how the written rhetoric is going. Rewind it if you didn't hear it. Just rewind it.
Apologized twice Tuesday after posting on social media an anti-Semitic message misattributed to Adolf Hitler, an admiration for Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan.
All right, stop right there. Pull up the definition of anti-Semitic, please. Because the reason why I want this to be pulled up, because you can see how they start the rhetoric off, right? Let's find out what it means to be anti-Semitic. Let's find out. What does it say?
Anti-Semitic, hostile to or prejudiced against Jews.
Really? Okay. That's it? Anti-Semitic, right? Against Jews, right?
That's it.
Okay, now give me Shem. Yes, give me Shem. Give me the lineage of Shem. Matter of fact, because they say against Jews, right? They're saying that you anti-Semitic is just Jews, right? Yeah. What does it say?
Shem, first known use of Shem. Okay, the eldest son of Noah, held to be a progenitor of the Semitic peoples.
Okay, who are they?
Hebrew, Shem.
Uh-huh.
The first known use of Shem before the 12th century, the meaning defined above. History and etymology of for Shem, Hebrew Shem.
Okay, so they said Shemitic peoples, right? And when we go to Genesis, and the reason why we're doing this, brothers and sisters, is because you gotta pay attention to who runs the media. Okay? And the reason why we're saying is because everything's about truth. And when you use a term that called anti-Semitic, when they do, because they love to throw that with the so-called Jew, they love to do that. So when we go to the Bible, where you first hear Shem, and you have his lineage, let's find out who comes out of Shem, because they always associate it. Because remember, what you read the definition, it says against Jews, right? And I just feel we have to do that. Okay. We understand who. Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna go to the Genesis 10:21. Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Genesis chapter 10 and verse 21. Unto Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber, the brother of Japheth, the elder. Even to him were children born.
Were children born, right? Go ahead.
Verse 22. The children of Shem, Elam.
Elam would be today the East Indians. They'd be from India, the ones you see that's dark. They dark people now. That's Elam.
I mean, you destroyed right there, number one.
So where does the so-called Jews say that? This is the Bible speaking now. This ain't rhetoric. This ain't hate. We went to the Bible. That lady just said anti-Semitic. Well, it says it starts out with Elam, right?
Did he say something against Elam?
Did he say something against Elam? No.
The children of Shem, Elam, and Ashur, and Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram. The children of Aram, Uz, and Hul, and Gether, and Mash. And Arphaxad begot Selah, and Selah begot Eber.
All these people that jumped into verse 31, brother, these are the sons of who?
The verse 31. These are the sons of Shem after their families, after their tongues, in their land, after their nations. So how could Shem be just one group of people?
So when you say anti-Semitic, let's get your facts straight. It's nations of people within Shem. So the East Indian, the Chinese man is a Shemite.
I mean, you seeing it right
You
there.
seeing it right here. So that's all I want.
Because Abraham his family come out of Shem.
Right.
All right. Haran, Terah, Dara, they all come out of Shem. And we know Abraham is the father of many nations.
Right.
Okay.
We just had to hit that because we want people, because they might want to click us off. I understand that. But remember something. All we did was we just proved the point. You can't just throw that word around, because they love to throw rhetoric around to use it as a hate message.
Even though Abraham, the many nations, is the scattered Israelites.
Right.
Not calling themselves by all kind of names. All right. But it's just the saddest thing. Let's go back to the video, because he put this post up. Matter of fact, you put the video on. I'll show you the post too. They might click us off, but we don't care.
Later met with Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie late Tuesday afternoon, according to our Tim McManus. Here's sound from his initial apology.
On behalf of myself, I just want to let you guys know I apologize. I didn't intend, any harm or any hatred towards any people. I'm for one. I'm for love, and I extend it every day. People that know me know I have no hatred in my heart, and I never try to put another religion down to uplift my religion or my race. So, from the bottom of my heart, I just want you guys to understand that, and it's coming from me and my feelings, and I just hopefully everybody respects my platform, my opinion, to try to just enlighten my people, and just let everybody know that there's no hatred involved.
So pause. So number one, you might be confused why we put Hitler and the Confederacy, because some of y'all are just you've been commercialized to one box. So you don't realize that the so-called white man and how America is built is the same way Hitler was building. It's the same. They was building the same way. Hitler actually admired America. All right. If y'all tune in on Sundays classes, you're going to see certain things happening where how's this man in Madison Square Garden? How is he marching in the streets of the United States?
In 1939, they had a rally at Madison Square Garden. They were saying the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. They were singing the Star Spangled Banner. The Nazis were. So it's hypocrisy because on one end, mind you, they knew what was going over there in Germany. They knew that. They have intel. They ain't stupid. Okay? So at the end of the day, when you start talking this hypocrisy, it's hypocrisy because on one end, you're calling somebody anti-Semitic, but then you pushing the same rhetoric. You see my point? So how can you, that's why we keep telling everybody, it's deeper than what you can believe. Because we played the video showed they were singing the Star Spangled Banner, and they said the Pledge of Allegiance in Madison Square Garden. They was saying Adolf Hitler back then. So what's the difference?
You got a link with Time. Put that link up real quick because he'd apologize. Now, the only person that we've seen thus far really say something was Steven Jackson, but then he came with the all love type thing. We'll play it for y'all. We gotta let you see it, but go to the Time link real quick. Yeah, this is it right here. Like you can look. Yeah, why is that? Look at the headlines. Why the Nazis loved America? Show them the picture. It's 1939. Read that little excerpt.
You go ahead and get it. That's all right.
To say in America today is verging on Nazism feels like scaremongering. Yes, white nationalism lives in the White House. Yes, President Donald Trump leans authoritarian. Yes, the alt-right says many ugly things, but for all the economic pains of many Americans, there is no Great Depression gnawing away at democracy's foundations. No parliamentary forces killing people in the streets. Fascism and Nazism have not arrived in the United States.
That's what they think, huh? Come on.
But there is a different and instructive story to be told about America and the Nazis that raises unsettling questions about what is going on today and what Nazism means to the U.S. When we picture a modern American Nazi, we imagine a fanatic who has imported an alien belief system from a faraway place. We also, not wrongly, picture captives in concentration camps and American soldiers fighting the good war. But the past is more tangled than that. Nazism was a movement drawn in some ways on American model, a prodigal son of the land, liberty and equality without the remorse.
That's it. It just said it. Read that last part again.
Nazism was a movement drawn in some ways on the American model, a prodigal son of the land of liberty and equality without the remorse.
So, all right, that's it. Now, what do they know? How is this tangible? What do they know? All right. So we're gonna read some scriptures, but I gotta show y'all the mind state of our people, how we're so scared to speak our mind, because now he shows something. And then now all of a sudden, every single person comes out to attack him. Then he has to apologize. Well, why is he apologizing? Go to Stephen Jackson. See his take on it. He got the big headlines up there. Let's go right to it. Stephen Jackson. After this, DeSean Jackson. Stephen Jackson, DeSean Jackson.
Right.
You know,
Stonewall Jackson. Andrew Jackson. Y'all get the picture?
slave master mentality.
Right.
That's why you come in Israel, you change your name.
Exactly.
You surname by the name of Jacob. You subscribe yourself to who God said you are.
That's right.
Not to who man says. You go, oh, no, God says this. I'm going to follow God rather than man any day.
All day.
Now, what is he saying? He was trying to educate people. Yes, he was. But he did it in the way where so many hasty novices do. That's the wrong. What DeSean Jackson did, how he did it, he wasn't thinking. He wasn't. He would have had a better turnout if he would have just said, you know what, I'm going to hold a convention.
Yep.
And showcase who we really are.
Right.
But that's that social media, man. That instant pop-off. Let me just do it instantaneously without thinking. Let's play his video. Wait. Read that quote from him. Read that quote from him up at the top.
NFL owners are racist. Just the facts. You speak on anything involving Jews or whites is hate. That say sugar honey iced tea about us, it's cool. F that. I wouldn't apologize for nothing.
Yeah, it's put the babies away because he's really like no. So now scroll up. This is what, if those of you don't know what DeSean Jackson what he did. This is the read the caption of what he snapshotted and put up.
Hitler said, okay. Oh, you want over the weekend?
You can read that part.
Over the weekend, Philadelphia Eagles receiver DeSean Jackson posted a photo of a quote purportedly from Adolf Hitler, as per 2017 Snopes research. Is not actually from Hitler or from the 1980 Robert Edwin Herstein book it claims to be from, which included the white Jews knows that the Negroes are the real children of Israel, and to keep the America's secret, the Jews will blackmail America. The will extort America. Their plan for world domination won't work if the Negroes know who they were. Here's a screenshot of the full quote he initially shared. Hitler said, because the white Jews knows that the Negroes are the real children of Israel, and to keep America's secret, the Jews will blackmail America. The will extort America. I guess that they will. Their plan for world domination won't work if the Negroes know who they were. The white citizens of America will be terrified to know that all this time they've been mistreating and discriminating and lynching the children of Israel.
So he's up. Now here come the demonization because they tagged Hitler on it. Hitler. Okay. So now let's go to DeSean. Let's see what DeSean, they playing an ad on it. Don't worry about it. Matter of fact, scroll down some more to look at his Twitter comments. There, let's play that real quick. Everybody got Twitter pages and everything now. Yeah. Play that right there.
Eagles posted regarding DeSean Jackson comments. He was trying to educate himself, educate people, and he's speaking the truth.
Pause.
Right?
So I don't know what he gonna say. So you might want to make sure your babies is put up. All right, we are on late night because he's right now he's starting off in the mind state of saying he's speaking truth. So that means now Mr. Jackson, both Jacksons know. Both Jacksons know. All right. Let me say this too, folks, to y'all. The truth is not a secret. We have gotten phone calls to go to meetings and everything from people who you would be shocked. Yep. But the truth can't be you can't operate like this. Because what you got to realize something. If you believe in something wholeheartedly, are you going to apologize? Or are you going to hide and sneak? No. So this is why you have to you can't serve two masters. Watch this. Come on. Can't serve two masters.
He's speaking the truth. You know he don't hate nobody, but he's speaking the truth of the facts that he know and try to educate others. But y'all don't want us to educate ourselves. If it's talking about the black race, y'all ain't saying nothing about it. They killing us, police killing us, and treating us like shit. Racism at an all-time high. But ain't none of you NFL owners spoke up on that. Ain't none of you teams spoke up on that.
Nope.
But the same team had a receiver that say the word said nigga publicly. And they gave him an extension.
Come get him out of here. See, you have to realize something. Let's go to the book of Ezra, chapter 4. Start at verse 1. We have to look at the Bibles, the history behind it, and we have to understand what has happened to our people over and over and over again. Let's go to the book of Ezra, chapter 4, and verse 1. Let's go right there. For some of you folks that's not used to the Old Testament, is right before Nehemiah.
The book of Ezra, chapter 4 and verse 1. Now, when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple unto the Lord God of Israel.
Stop. So now, understand, we building a temple again. It's our bodies, though.
Mm-hmm.
We're back, basically returning ourselves back to God. We're turning back to how God said that we should be as a holy people. When you look at us in our state of whatever we're doing, it looks so glorious. I don't care if it was a award show. I don't care if it's a wedding. I don't care what it is. When you see a bunch of our people get together, it just stands out. It looks glorious on all levels. But imagine coming back to righteousness. Imagine coming back to righteous principles. That will overtake everything. The world's going to be overtaken by it. All right? This is what the Bible talking about. When the God comes, there's no way you're going to be able to stand. It's going to be righteousness. Right. So the cat is being let out the bag. What DeSean Jackson posted is from a site called FLM. This was back in the day. We've been seeing that.
Right.
We've been seeing that a long time ago. They posted that because they were doing and conducting themselves with interviewing members who was a part of the Nazi regime. I got a picture of one of the guys. Go to that picture of him. I got a picture of one of them. See, you got to realize something. Yeah, him right there. This guy right here was speaking even about, he's gone now, but he was speaking about even Hitler, how Hitler didn't snub Jesse Owens.
Yep, because he said Jesse was the only Jew.
Yeah, he didn't snub him. He even wanted to go out to dinner with him.
Yeah.
That guy said he was there. He was like, I'm not speaking third party. He was like, I was there. All right? There's an interview with him. So these was a part of a series of interviews, and all of the people who was dealing with Hitler and even his youth organizer was saying things about Hitler, how he knew who the Negroes really were. And they put out another lie, said that Negroes was working as slaves in concentration camps. That's a lie. So why are they doing this? We're going to get to it. Why are they doing this? Let's stay with the Bible. Watch this.
Okay. The book of Ezra, chapter 4 and verse 2. Then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief fathers and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek your God as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Ezra, king of Ashur, which brought us up hither.
Let me say this too. Anytime you see somebody who has some type of media presence or great following, and they start to speak anything of Hitler or start to put out any information, notice they shut it down immediately. That's because, like Stephen Jackson said, this place is ran by what is known as Jewish people. Notice I did the quotes, what is known as Jewish people. But when you start asking them what tribe you from, you start asking them, what are you? And they go, Israeli.
Which means
they ain't going to say Israelite.
Because Israeli means citizen of Israel. Israelite means descendant of Israel.
Even the word Jew, it didn't even exist. It didn't even exist. All right. It's a derogatory term. But they took those terms of endearments and they became converts. They became converts. The idea of converts, we're going to show you in a minute.
In the Bible.
We're going to show you in the Bible. That idea, that religious mind to be Jewish, it's in the Bible. We're going to show you. All right? But read on.
Verse 3. But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel,
what'd they say?
Said unto them, ye have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our God.
That's one of the things that the number one thing that they hate if we wake up is because we have to separate ourselves. Thus saith the Lord God. The Lord said he severed us from other people. Y'all don't like that. The new generation, I call them the love generation, the happy-go-luckies.
Right.
You know, just, love everybody, but don't realize reality. If you're a nation of people, you don't have to hate anyone.
Right.
Why would we hate anyone? We're a nation of people. We want our nation to be a thriving nation, to have a place upon the earth to go, you see that young man right there? He invented such and such. You see this young woman right here? She found this out. Oh, you know what? Look at how our civilization lives righteously. And we can conduct ourselves on a whole different level. We talking about even on planetary levels, all right? People don't think that. You don't think it because what's happened is only thing people thinking about is entertainment. Football. He's a football player. That other guy's a basketball player. But they give them the platform. Where's the person who's sitting down thinking, going, well, let's discuss what Mr. Jackson said. Let's find out if that holds any validity. Where's that person saying that? They ain't going to say that. But they're going to, don't put up what Hitler said, but yet you put up quotes from the Confederacy all day, all on these statues. That's why people trying to tear it down. But you can't tear it down because it's all in the street names.
Right. Just here in Virginia.
It's in the laws. Their ideology is in the laws. You don't want to tear that down, do you? You don't want to mention that. But as soon as he mentioned Hitler from a FLM post from 7-8 years ago.
But here's the point: the man didn't even say that he was a fan of Hitler. He didn't even say that. The man only read a quote, and they demonized the brother. And what made it so bad was he met with the owner. And you can imagine what they did. That's why he went and apologized. That's who's writing his checks.
But let me say this to you folks, and you share this part. Clip it out. If we move in unison, that could never happen.
Exactly.
But we don't have each other's backs 100% because we could say, you know what? Mr. Owner or whoever you is, you ain't catching passes with one hand. You ain't out there taking hits at, brothers running 11 miles per hour hitting you.
Exactly.
You understand? You ain't out there week in and week out sitting in tubs of ice.
Yep.
We out. Forget about football. You ain't on that level. Forget about football. No, I can't do that, man. I can't, man. It's not about football, man. Please, don't tell them forget about football. Forget about football, man. Forget about basketball. You can't you can't resume playing anything because we ain't playing.
Exactly.
This ain't the time to play. How come everybody want to play? Entertain, dance. Put it on a meter, put on a front. Let's stand out there with guns. Be thorough or go home. You can't be in the middle. That's the problem with what you folks are seeing. Read on. They always do this to us. Whenever we start to come together, they try to tear us back down because to come together, we start to figure things out. Come on.
The book of Ezra, chapter 4, verse 3. But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, Ye have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our God, but we ourselves together will build unto the Lord God of Israel, as King Cyrus the king of Persia have commanded us.
The news flash, that's another nation giving us authority to build. Come on now. But the Most High said that was going to happen when you read in the book of Isaiah. Come on, watch this.
Verse 4. Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah.
You hear that? Then the people of the land weakened the hands. How would you weaken somebody's hands? Because, see, you can try to go at someone at war. They're going to prove your hatred outright. You have to do it sneakily. You have to do it privately. Crafty. Come on.
And troubled them in building.
And troubled us in building. So you trying to build a God, and somebody tries to stop you from building for God. Is that wickedness? Is that righteousness? Is that evil? Come on.
Verse 5. And hired counselors against them to frustrate their purpose. All the days of Cyrus king of Persia, even unto the reign of Darius king of Persia.
Consistently tried to disrupt the building. Come on.
Verse 6. And in the reign of Ahasuerus, in the beginning of his reign, wrote they unto him an accusation against the inhabitants of Judah and Jerusalem.
You hear that? They wrote an accusation. So now a fabric, they didn't writing lies now. Come on.
Verse 7. And in the days of Ahasuerus wrote Beshalem and Mardadath and Tabil and the rest of their companions unto Ahasuerus king of Persia. And the writing of the letter was written in the Syrian tongue and interpreted in the Syrian tongue.
Now you ask yourself the question, why are they writing a letter in the Syrian tongue? What would it be called? What would it be called? They're writing a letter to stop the building of Israelites to build back to God. They're writing a letter to say we don't want them to build anymore. And they put it in Syrian tongue. Why would the Bible show us this?
Bring it up to today.
Why would the Bible show us that they're writing in a different tongue? Number one, you have to realize something. This shows diplomacy.
Yep.
This shows diplomacy. This shows organization. Because if you write something to a government, you want to write it in the language where the government is headquartered. So it shows you that they had this capability. This shows you this is very crafty. Come on. It's some other thing. I'm not going to say it right now. You're going to have to continue to understand that the Most High he's the righteous power. And he just showcasing every single thing to us. Come on.
Verse 8. And Rehum the chancellor and Shimshai the scribe wrote a letter against Jerusalem to Ahasuerus, the king and his sort.
Come on.
Then wrote Rehum the chancellor and Shimshai the scribe and the rest of their companions, the Dananites and the Arphaxites and the Tarphilites and the Arpharites and the Archavites and the Babylonians and the Sudachites and Dehavites and the Elamites.
So you're hearing other children of Shem and the other nations are now coming together again because Israel is starting to build. Now everybody's all volatility is starting. We can't allow him to build. We can't do it because if they build and come online again, it will be nothing we can do to stop them because the Most High will fight for us. They know that. Come on.
Verse 10. And the rest of the nations, whom the great and noble Asenapar brought over and set in the cities of Samaria, and the rest are on this side the river and at such a time.
So if y'all really understand something, they call him the Great, just like Alexander they called the Great, all right? So they have others that they're calling of other nations the Great, okay? This stuff is not new. Come on.
Verse 11. This is the copy of the letter that they sent unto him, even to Ahasuerus, the king of thy servants, the men on this side the river and at such a time.
So listen, pay attention to this letter because this shows you something. We don't understand the politics that are being played against us as youths. Only thing we understand is watching cartoons and eating Captain Crunch. That's what you care about. Listening to music with your little iPods on, and make sure you have new technology. You might have video games and all this other stuff. But you don't understand the politics that's behind things. Why certain things. That the chip in your systems come from China. Why? Answer me. I will wait. Why does that come from China? The gold in your systems come from majority South America. Why? What's going on there? You don't ask these questions because you're autonomous. And let's just call it what it is. You're simple. But it's our job to warn the simple. So congratulations. If you are tuning in to this class, illuminate. Read on.
Verse 12. Be it known unto the king that the Jews which came up from thee to us are coming to Jerusalem, building the rebellious and the bad city, and have set up the walls thereof and joined the foundation.
Wait a minute. Hold on, man.
Let me read it again.
Hold on, man. Another thing is they called them Jews, and we heard that it was Judah and Benjamin.
Right.
So they called them Jews. So not only now, that's a derogatory term because you just wiped out the tribe of Benjamin.
Right.
There. Just said Jews.
Right.
Okay. But they missed the point.
I'm going to read it one more time, nice and slow.
Uh-huh.
Verse 12, the book of Ezra, chapter 4, verse 12. Be it known unto the king that the Jews which came up from thee to us are come into Jerusalem, building the rebellious and the bad city, and have set up the walls thereof and joined the foundations.
So they saying this city right here is bad.
Uh-oh. Sound familiar? Sound what they be trying to say about us? They call us evil, call us a hate group, call us the black Hebrew Israelites. It's the same spirit.
Just lying.
It's lying on you.
If you think of black Hebrew Israelites, you're simple.
Right.
No even such thing as no black Hebrew Israelites.
Right. It's the same mentality.
That's the dumbest thing. Knowledge is the key. So when you have knowledge, you look at somebody when they speak or how they conduct themselves, even from the highest level on up. If you have knowledge, you're going, these people are crazy.
Right.
They're fools. They don't even understand. Now, I'm going to show you something. Give me this book. I'm going to give y'all another book. I'm going to give you another book. You're about to be shocked. Now, they're coming to build. Give me this book. It's called The Jews. Put it up for them. In China. Uh-oh. Zoom in on it for them. Jews in China. Why does this play a part? Because when you understand Hitler and you understand the World War, you understand that there was Allied forces. China ended up fighting Japan, fighting his own brother because China sided with America and they start doing deals. That's why all this stuff that Trump is talking, the Chinese virus and everything, it's getting people hyped up because they're like, oh, well, China can go ahead on and switch forces. Why we keep using China? You playing a system and say made in China, don't it? You don't even, no, people don't even realize it. But yes, but watch this. But watch. So now give me the chapter 3. Give me the page, chapter 3. Pay close attention. Y'all might can't read
Chapter
this.
3. I got it.
You got it.
Chapter 3, script. Okay. Chapter 3, scripture and literature. The writings of a people are in most cases interesting, and being the expression of that people's intelligence and sentiment, the product of their previous mental formation. But the Hebrew standard writings are the original mold in which the feelings and thoughts of its subjects are cast, and the sense of the divine authority to which the mind is by them subdued tends in like manner to guard their own integrity. The sacred law is preserved in order to be obeyed, and the obedience thus rendered.
Come on.
I'm trying to find where I am.
Scroll up.
Ensures its perpetual correctness.
Come on.
The Lord of the new covenant has declared that till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. And the Hebrew scribes have been everywhere and always careful that not one jot or any one small indication of the sense of a word should be lost or changed. Aware of this inflexibility, both the friends.
Go to the next page. Yep.
And impugners of divine revelation were desirous to ascertain to what extent the separated Israelites in China possessed a text of the Bible conformable to ours, and discoveries made there have served to establish the previous hopes of all who found their expectations for eternity upon the word of God. As we have already seen, the synagogue of Kafuanfu possesses 13 copies of the law kept within coverings of silk.
So, first of all, in China, they understood that the laws was over there. We know we were over there, but you're going to find out something. Keep reading. I'm not going to say nothing.
These are denominated the Tidikang or temple scripture. The rolls measure about 2 feet in length and are rather more than 1 foot in diameter. Besides these, there is in the Bethel a large number of nearly square books, not scrolls, of about 7 inches by 4 or 5, some new, others very old, but all much neglected and lying in confusion.
Come on.
The people classified them nominally as follows: 1, 2 King, the 53 books, each containing one section of the law for the Sabbath days.
It's talking about in China, y'all. This book was written in the 1800s. So this book is from the 1800s. Come on.
Suso, or supplementary books called also Hafu Tala or Haftorah. These
The
are
Torah. That means the Torah.
These are portions of Joshua, Judges, Samuel, Kings, and the prophets.
Come on.
Number 3, historical books. Esther, Ezra.
Yep. Go to 29, page 29.
Nehemiah, Chronicles, four or five of the first chapters, and 2 first books of Maccabees called Malachi, and latter whole, but not in good condition.
Talking about the Apocrypha.
Keang Chang, or expositors. These are much defaced and have lost their titles. The brief leisure of the missionaries did not allow of a close examination into these books, their attention having been especially directed to the law of Moses.
So they say the missionary people who came there said, let's not even talk about these books. We're gonna find out some things. Come on.
5. Lepe, the ritual or ceremonial books about
Levi.
Levi.
Leviticus. Come on.
About 50 in number and slightly differing in shape from the rest. One of these bears on its cover the title "The Perpetual Afternoon Service." Such is the best account that can be made out of the varied list given us of the books in the synagogue, all of which, however, can be shaped into the above form by allowing the easy supposition that the missionaries were unfamiliar with the Jewish Torah and ritual.
So wait a minute. If they were the missionary people that was coming over there, if they were in Christianity, if they was in the real Jews, if all these people was supposedly in their custom, they weren't even familiar with this. Keep reading.
They were Torah and ritual. Had they not been so, they would not have founded upon these portion books. So melancholy a narrative of the deficiency of scripture in Kai Fong Fu, nor would the Europeans have.
So go to the next page.
But the name of David is placed along with Samuel and Kings. However, as these books were not at all inspected, it is reasonable to conclude that only the history of David was meant, and that the Tehillim or Psalms are in their proper place. It is also said that the book of Ezekiel is entirely lost. If so, we cannot identify the Saisu or Hafulatala with Haftorah, in which there are several portions from Ezekiel.
Go ahead.
But on the Ghazani's first visit, the people in the synagogue related to him the vision of the resurrection of dry bones.
So he didn't even know that. This is talking about Christian missionaries, those people who was saying that they were Jews and Christians. Okay, watch this. Come on.
Dry bones in the valley, which very subject is in the Sephardim Haftorah. It may therefore be doubted that the recorded visions and denunciations of the son of Buzai are lost in China. This portion is either in their Haftorah or in volume of Ezekiel.
Come on.
Lost my place. Okay. And although from calamities to which the synagogue has at various times been exposed, some of their books may be lost and others neglected. The Jews in Kaifang Fu certainly possess in full their law, their Haftorah and ritual. Some idea may be formed of the jealousy with which their scriptures are kept.
Jealousy in which the scriptures. What are they talking about? Jealousy. Come on.
From the resistance made to all the entreaties, and it is not in that of the German and Polish Jews.
Because it's not of the German and Polish Jews. So the people, they put this in context, what y'all are reading. You're reading about the Jews in China, and they're saying that the missionaries were coming there to basically get the documents that they understood was in China, but they could not read or understand the Hebrew, neither Sephardic. They telling you the Germans or the Polish Jews could not. I thought they were fighting each other. I thought they were fighting each other. They could not read it. Why? Go to the next page. 32. Let's find out why.
Tempting offers made for obtaining a transcript from any of them or for permitting the visitors to copy or for themselves.
Come on.
In Gozani's first letter, it was stated that all these books are preserved with greater care than gold or silver.
Why? Come on.
And it was afterwards learned that they have a rule among them, never to show their scriptures to the black people.
Oh! Wait a minute. Why do they not want black people why they don't want them to see this? Read it again. They got a rule among them. Do not show these books to the black people.
In Gozani's first letter, it was stated that all these books are preserved with greater care than gold or silver. And it was afterwards learned that they have a rule among them, never to show their scriptures to the black people.
Oh, boy. All right, come back out of them. Come back out of them. Y'all, crafty counsel, y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't ready for that. The reason why is because they're not going to show you that you're the real people of that book. They're not going to show you that these books have your images in it. Why would they do such a thing? It's going to destroy their ideology. They told you Germans and Polish Jews were there on a missionary, and guess what? They say we got a rule. Don't show none of this to the black people.
Now, here's the deal. If they were the people, why they don't want to show it to the black people? Because it's like us saying we ain't gonna show our scriptures to the white people. That's crazy. We know it's of us.
Now, and on top of that, you have to realize they said it's worth more than gold or silver. Not for us to. This is how you know they don't want you to know who you are. As soon as you start hearing anything of Hitler, because Hitler, I got another nugget. I'm not even gonna release it yet. I ain't even releasing it. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till somebody go, oh, that's not true. And then I'm going to break out a primary source media reference.
Uh-oh.
A primary source. I'm just holding it. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just holding it. It's a complete jugular vein move because you just be done. It's a primary source, direct source. They understand if we show them who they are, everything is collapsed, everything. Holding them into slavery. Telling them that we are the people of God, to denounce your mind, to be in a subservient mentality will go away when you find out, wait a minute, it's pictures of us in God's books.
Well, when you go to the book of Judith, I ain't going to even go there, but y'all can read it. The nations understand if they could keep us in sin. Because in Judith, it was a Moabite from the so-called Chinese man that was talking to one of the kings and was explaining to him. He knew our history. He knew everything about us. I played everything. And he said, if these people keep their laws, we can't stand against them. See, that's the thing we keep trying to tell y'all.
And it's Moab.
Moab.
It's a so-called Chinese man because we know Israelites were in China.
Exactly.
We know that. Our people was there.
And it's in the Apocrypha, which they showed in Judith, where it tells you. And they know that we can keep these people in the midst of sin. Their God won't fight for them. That's why they want to keep us thinking we're African Americans. That's why they want to keep us thinking that we're Hispanic. They want to keep us thinking that we Haitian. They want to keep us thinking all this stuff because
you straight divided.
Exactly.
You straight divided. You think you all these other people.
Yep.
And all these other things, we under the same oppression.
Exactly.
You're the fool. But yet these people are going on missionary work, digging up stuff, saying this stuff is worth more than gold or silver. We keep this under wraps. They still have these manuscripts. You're not seeing them. They got our pictures painted on them. Yep. The man came out and said it from the British Museum years ago. Said a lot of our history have the Negroes all over it. And we sitting down scrambling, scared for crumbs.
Exactly.
Scrambling for be on the blocks to get something. We think we got something and you got a house. You bought a little house. You bought your little let's give you 3,000 square foot house. You supposed to be living in a mansion.
Better believe it.
Everything's supposed to be for us.
Mm-hmm.
But they have lied to you, and then they demonized this man when he put up a snapshot of it. And said, oh, that's not true. What he put up is not true. I like them to say that this is not true.
Exactly.
We're gonna pull a direct source.
See, they don't want us on any of those platforms. They don't want to sit down with us on CNN or put us on a platform. We will bring our findings, and we're gonna show you exactly what it is about. See, it ain't rhetoric. See, that's the problem. See, we're not gonna get emotional. It's not about being emotional. We're not gonna give you rhetoric. We're gonna give you facts.
Because when he start talking his gibberish, we're gonna say, "Sir, based on what?
Exactly.
Based on what?" And they're gonna pull all their Edomite sources, and then we're gonna pull all the other sources we have outside of their sources, and then you're gonna have to match up and contend with
and
that.
it's firsthand accounts.
Yeah.
See, we ain't talking about that you heard it from this source. Heard it. No, we're talking about first-hand accounts. We're going to see if you want to deal with that.
Go back to Ezra. Go back to Ezra. Go back to Ezra. So we're showing you as many more media references. We was talking about it. If we do just a media reference class exclusively, it probably might be like 6 or 7 hours. Might take a couple. It might take a couple of days to get through just that small portion, that first layer, because it's so much that's layered on top of layers. Okay, you've been lied to,
and it's linked up with the Bible.
100%.
That's the thing we trying to show y'all. Everything that we're telling y'all is first-hand accounts that links up with the Holy Bible, the same Bible y'all say y'all believe in.
Hitler in the Bible.
Exactly.
You in the Bible.
Exactly.
Don't even know it. Let's read.
Ezra, chapter 4 and verse 13. Be it known now unto the king that if this city be builded and the wall set up again, then will they not pay toll, tribute, and custom, so that thou shalt endamage the revenue of the king.
You see that? That's why something is worth hiding more than gold or silver. Because if it gets out, then we become self-efficient again. We start to separate, and they can't take that. So all you folks that got the mixed marriages that's been calling and crying, and the Spirit bears witness.
Yep.
The end. You know, if you're a child of slave, they're going to know that the Lord ain't going to leave you out there in a detached mind. The Spirit is going to show, nah, I'm part of these folks right here. That's what people can't tell. That's the tangible part that you cannot buy. You cannot buy that. Thank you. Read on.
Verse 15. Matter of fact, verse 14. Now, because we have maintenance from the king's palace, and it was not meet for us to see the king's dishonor, therefore have we sent and certified the king, that search may be made in the book of the records of thy fathers. So shalt thou find in the book of the records, and know that this city is a rebellious city, and hurtful unto kings and provinces, and that they have moved sedition within the same of old time, for which cause was this city destroyed. Lies.
I sent you a picture. You can put that picture up. You can show everybody the picture. It'll probably come through on you. But yeah, I mean, read on.
Verse 16. We certify the king that if this city be builded again,
Come on.
and the walls thereof set up, by this means thou shalt have no portion on this side the river.
So it's about money. It's about paying tribute. So that's why people going to apologize. That's why you're going to see them tap dance. That's why they can only go but so far. But then when you start talking reality, they back up. You start talking about the so-called white man is not the real Jews, and you start talking about we're the real Jews, you get this look on you. This is the look on their face. Right there.
But you know what's funny? They'll let you call yourself an African American all day. And listen, here's the point, though. They'll have you call yourself an African American with no type of fact to show that you're African.
Everybody knows our history and knows a piece of what you don't want to know. Because it's now, the secret is out. You know, 15, 20 plus years ago, I guarantee you, somebody would walk past and it would be like their brains was programmed to just turned off. Right. We could not believe it. You would ask somebody, who was an Israelite? They wouldn't even know. Israelites, you know. We said Moses was an Israelite. No, Moses was an alien. Excuse me? People didn't really was so detached. Now, people are walking around with shirts on, you know, Israelite by blood and all this other stuff. It might not have fringes on it, but at the end of the day, you see where the mind is starting to go. All right?
And, you know, and they can't fool people no more. See, that's the problem. That's why they fighting so hard. You notice that they fight. If we was calling ourselves a Muslim or call ourselves all these other stuff, they wouldn't fight us. But because we call ourselves the chosen people and we can prove it without a shadow of a doubt, that causes problems. That's why these nations having problems.
Give us a clip of Shannon. Give me Shannon them real quick. We put him up there. He be saying some good things, but then you could tell he just get dialed back, like in his mind. If he was to just, the minute he come out of his mouth and be like, yeah, we the real people of God or whatever the case may be, the show will be no more, you know, what is it?
It won't be Skip and Shannon no more, I can tell you that.
Nah, run him real quick. Let me see what he said.
We are getting today started with Eagles wide receiver DeSean Jackson. The three-time Pro Bowler is facing criticism after sharing an anti-Semitic quote that was attributed to Adolf Hitler.
DeSean, you gotta realize, these folks, you have to have a life. The Lord says the same after football and all this other things. You are known by your integrity. Do never compromise your integrity. Your belief is your belief. These folks believe in Christianity. They ain't apologizing for it. Never. This is the thing that they do to us. Now, we believe that. We know that this man don't have hate in him. We know he has truth in him. But the world is going to see him as hate. But you got to be okay with that because the Lord said they hated him first. So you got to understand. Play on.
Jackson also shared admiration for Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan. Now, Jackson has since said people took his post the wrong way and has no hatred in his heart towards anyone. The Eagles released a statement that in part said the posts were, quote, offensive, harmful, and absolutely appalling. So, Shannon, what do you make of this?
Skip, I had a conversation with D-Jack last night. And when I put a message out to him, he returned my call, and I said, bro, I need to know what you were thinking. He said, it didn't come out the way I wanted it to. I said, well, what were your point you're trying to make? He said, the point I was trying to make, Sharp, was that if blacks were to put their money together, if we did black banks and black businesses, we have more power than we realize. And he said, if you look at the movement right now, it's showing that when we come together, we are a major force. I said, D-Jack, how did you expect somebody to understand that from what you posted? I said, it was taken out of context. I said, D-Jack, it wasn't taken out of context. You didn't provide context. I said, you can't expect the reader to provide context with something that you're retweeting. I said, you retweet that, you're co-signing it. I said, moving forward, the number one thing, if you quote Adolf Hitler, is wrong. So anything else that comes after that, nobody hears it because you just said Hitler and you're trying to portray him.
Why is it that somebody can't quote Hitler?
Here's the point.
They quote the Confederacy.
But here's the point. Truth is truth. I don't care who mouth it comes out
Right.
of. See, that's the problem. See, here we go again. They pick and choose who heroes are. You can take you demonize certain people, even if, okay, Hitler, we know what he did. But at the end of the day, the man was speaking truth, he's speaking truth. You follow what I'm saying? We ain't saying we co-sign what the man say, but all right, I'm gonna use an example. If Hitler said that it's sunny outside and it's sunny outside, was he wrong? No. It's just showing that the man was quoting something that Hitler wrote that he saw is truth. Okay.
Give me that the other Hitler book.
See, this the problem. See, people always want to pick and choose who they want to demonize, and it's amazing. And then if you say something, they call you affiliated just because you quoting something out of a book.
Yep. Hitler in arms.
Right.
Hitler in arms. Let's go to the next page on this book real quick. I'm just showing y'all another book.
Hitler in arms. Babies.
Go ahead.
Babies are put into their arms must firmly contemplate the ultimate destruction of these infants. Babies of all nations are brought forth to kill each other periodically when mature. The dying warrior must shed his blood as in glad libation to his national god. Our good old god of Brandenburg, as the ex-Kaiser used to say in his fashion of localizing a deity. Religion and the churches must be utilized more efficiently for the purpose of the war philosophy.
Stop. That's all I wanted. Hitler understands this. The so-called white man understands this to perfection. He has to use religious ideologies in order to have a war philosophy. It does not work any other way. And what has happened, America has failed in that because they became there's this capitalism. It fails because now everybody just wants to sit back and not realize that war is coming to the earth. War is coming. War is coming. That's why you keep seeing the pulses in the world the way that is happening. People uprising. You never realize, wait a minute, why so many pockets of disturbances is happening? The Lord said it's like birth pains.
Yep.
This is just escalating and escalating because eventually religion cannot you can't hold the lie for too long. So they've been building this thing based upon a lie, and a certain elites, which if you would have listened to Stephen Jackson, if we would have played it, he was going to say it. The Rothschilds, he was going to bring everybody names out that he feels that owns things. Matter of fact, go back to it. I'm going to let y'all hear it. So nobody can say, "Oh well, he just said that." Go back to that
Right.
Stephen Jackson. Go scroll up. Now go back down. Keep going. Right there. Play that. Bear with us. Listen to what he says in this.
Just said that Jews are the richest. You know who the Rothschilds are?
That's a specific example. I do, but in terms of
they control all the banks. They own all the banks.
they don't own all the banks. They own a lot of banks. But the Rothschilds aren't reflective of the entire Jewish community. I'm not a Rothschild.
No. I'm not saying that, but that's correlated to money though.
Yes, but if that's
So I'm not. Hey, bro, I haven't said one thing that's not true yet.
that's not you've said that the Jews are trying. You've supported the idea that the Jews are trying to divide the black community.
No. There you go again. I've never said that. What
Then
I
why
said
can't you
was
say the Jews
the
aren't
owners
trying
of the NFL never came out and spoke.
But see, now you're dancing around the point. Just say that the Jews aren't trying to divide the black community.
But why you want? What do I gain from saying what you want me to say?
It's not what I want you to say. It's that if you truly believe the Jews aren't trying to divide the black community, then you'll say it.
But I
It's very
don't have
simple.
to say that to you to make you believe that I love everybody and I stand for everybody. I know how I feel.
But why
I gain nothing but from saying something to you to make you feel better when I already know I feel that
Not
way.
me. It's that
I already feel that way though, so there's no need for me to say it. Why dress up when I know how I
because
feel?
people who are listening to you and are taking and are using your platform and listening to your
Pause.
platform
That's the
may not
problem.
feel that.
Because he has a platform, so they coming at him. Because soon you have a platform, they want to shut you completely down. You can't play the middle. Okay, stop. We need to stop saying we love everybody. That's the point. You can't love everybody. That's just impossible. Okay? What you can say is you believe like the Bible states, we can live in peace with all men. We believe that we should be in peace. We should be in harmony. We should treat people fairly. How the Most High showed us to deal, we should deal like that. But because we hate God's laws so much, we rely on this false ideology of let's just love everybody. But you wicked, you evil, you a deceiver, you lined up with the oppressor, you married to the oppressor, but let's just love everybody. That's effeminate. Keep playing.
That same love you do, and I see that.
Lollipop.
Hey, but where were these same people when I was getting scrutinized my whole career? Why
They weren't there. They weren't there. But
Nobody cared then. Why do people care now?
Because the people who don't care about you are the same people that don't care about us. But it's not the Jews.
Excuse me?
It's not the Jews. It's the ownership. It's the government.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here. It's the government. It's the ownership. It's the government.
Hold up. I don't think you understand who the Rothschilds really are. If y'all have an opportunity, do your research on them, please. And why am I saying it? Because they're responsible for wars. They funded wars. Both sides. They fund all the stuff that Stephen is on the right. He's on the right track, but it's just that
he can't stay in the middle like we're always trying to be politically correct and stay in the middle. That's why they would never let us on.
Oh no.
You don't want us on their platform because we're going to come the fabric of their reality is going to come unglued.
Exactly.
Because when they watched the program 5 minutes before, they thought they knew. But then 5 minutes into the program, they're going to be sick to their stomach because they realize, there's too much evidence to prove that there's a global lie on the earth to house and confuse the children of Israel, the real children, the real people of God. There is a conspiracy that's put together, and it's now the ball is rolling down the hill so fast people can't decipher. So you quoting Hitler versus somebody quoting a slave owner who owned 1,000 slaves is confused.
Right.
You quoting the foundation of America when the foundation of America killed over 100 million of us
what's the difference?
in one time.
But let me ask you a question. What's the difference between Thomas Jefferson signing the Declaration of Independence and he owned slaves? He had the same ideology as that man. It was white supremacy. So at the end of the day, how are you going to demonize one and uphold another? And see, that's where the hypocrisy comes in.
Real hypocrisy.
It's big time hypocrisy because this man signed the Declaration of Independence, right? Don't they call him one of the founding fathers, right? George Washington, and he had slaves, didn't he?
Yeah, they quote him all day.
Quote him all day, right? He can't tell a lie, right? They quote that, so what they do, they take them and they make them heroes in their eyes. Then they take this man over here, he doing the same thing you're doing on a different level, and you're going to call him the devil. But you're doing the same thing. And he learned from you because they say they admired America.
Matter of fact, go. I just sent you the video. Go to the video. This is gonna show you some things how about Hitler that you might not know. Yeah, I mean, you gotta think about this stuff. Watch this. Then we going back to Ezra. Ezra chapter 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's run it.
His speeches were filled with hope. He says, I'm going to restore the glory.
In his speeches,
Pause.
challenge people.
Does that sound familiar? I'm going to restore. I'm going to make it great again.
Yep.
I'm going to make it great again. I'm going to restore. Okay, come on.
To love their neighbors, to care for the poor and sick, and to take a stand against violence.
He also said, I believe today that I'm acting in the sense of the Almighty Creator.
Woo. He said he believed he acted
In public,
in the sense
Adolf
of
Hitler
God.
often referred to himself as a follower of Christ. Even today, many people believe that the Holocaust was carried out in the name of Christianity. But what was the real relationship between God and Hitler?
Adolf Hitler was the nastiest, most hate-filled, wicked man almost in history. And to say that he was a Christian is to be either tremendously ignorant or to be disingenuous.
Okay, let's see what happens then. He says you can't say he was a Christian. Okay.
As a child, Adolf Hitler was baptized into the Catholic Church.
Stop. Pause. This man's a liar. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. This man's a liar. That's all I want you to see. He's a liar. To say that he was a Christian, you just be no. The man has religious ideologies, Catholicism. Okay, that's Christianity. Period. That's why we're telling our people to come out of that madness. Come out of it. Go back to Ezra.
I'm right here. The book of Ezra, chapter 4 and verse 15. That search may be made in the book of the records of thy fathers. So shalt thou find in the book of the records, and know that this city is a rebellious city, and hurtful unto kings and provinces, and that they have moved sedition within the same of old time, for which cause was the city destroyed. For we certify the king that if this city be builded again, and the wall thereof set up, by this means thou shalt have no portion on this side the river. Then sent the king an answer unto Rehum, the chancellor, and to Shimshai, the scribe, and to the rest of their companions that dwelt in Samaria, and unto the rest beyond the river, peace, and at such a time. Verse 18, the letter which he sent unto us have been plainly read before me.
Plainly read before me. I'll show you it's a diplomatic letter. Okay, come on.
And I commanded, and search has been made, and it is found that this city of old time had made insurrection.
Come on.
Against kings.
Against kings. So it means at some point when Israel wakes up, they go, we can't follow you. We got to follow the Most High. It make insurrection against kings. Come on.
And that rebellion and sedition have been made therein.
How could you have an insurrection be rebellious or seditions when you're supposed to be your own nation? How come nobody telling them that y'all are the people that has made seditions and insurrections? But we're our own people. We're our own nation of people.
Hypocrisy.
That's hypocrisy at the highest level. You can't tell a nation, if America goes to fight someone, you're going to tell them they're making insurrection? But they're going to tell us we doing insurrection. But we're a nation of people. Read on.
Verse 20. There have been mighty kings also over Jerusalem, which have ruled over all countries beyond the river, and toll, tribute, and custom was paid unto them.
You hear that? What this means is, you folks got to understand this statement right here. Whoever controls Jerusalem, whoever has the Lord's jewels, whoever has the Israelites, will be able to tax people, will be able to toll you, will be able to put embargoes on you. Why? If they have us, why can they do that? Because we don't own anything.
Exactly.
We are consumers. So China, you want to deal with us? We can make you rich because we have people who don't produce anything. We don't produce anything. You think you can dance? You don't even own that. They ain't going to put you on TV. It's a slap in the face when they kept showing Good Times and showing that we were the real children of Israel.
Yep.
That was done by the fake Jews.
Yep. And they was making mockery of that. You know, it's a shame they mock us so much that we don't pay attention to the underlying.
Job 11. Job 11, verse 2.
The book of Job, chapter 11 and verse 2. Should not the multitude of words be answered? And should a man full of talk be justified?
So shouldn't a multitude of words be answered? And a man full of talk, how are you going to be justified? Come on.
Verse 3.
The Lord's about actions. Come on.
Should thy lies make men hold their peace?
Should the lies of America make men hold their peace? Come on.
And when thou mockest, shall no man make thee ashamed?
So when you mock, shall no man make you ashamed? Because God is not mocked. Come on.
Verse 4. For thou hast said, my doctrine is pure, and I am clean in thine eyes.
That's the premise. That's the precedent of what you're living today. Everything you've been fed in Christianity, everything you've been taught about how you're supposed to conduct yourself according to God has been by a man's ideology or a doctrine. God said he has laws, statutes, and commandments. Obviously, they were written. Obviously, they had them all written in China and everywhere else. There's other laws that was found in the Sinai Peninsula all the way up into Great Britain. Laws found in America. All right? People don't understand that? We had tablets over here. You had Hebrew writing tablets over here. Okay? People don't even understand that. They just was if you try to go, matter of fact, if you go to Georgia and you try to go to, what is it, the Chippewa Reserve, it's blocked off. You can't even go there. You can't even go but so far. Because the structures there are writing in Hebrew, and they go, oh, wait a minute, who wrote this? And the same design structures is the same that's in the Yucatan Peninsula by the Mayans. All the way up here. So it destroys, once again, the lies that this man is told. Why is you finding Hebrew writing and they say, oh, block that off? No. No one can go in here. No one can research it. No one can do anything. Right down here, close to Macon. They know, oh, the same blue the Mayans used is found there. All the artifacts we don't get to investigate, but they're investigating it. Why? Why are we being stopped from doing research and investigations and looking into things? Why are you being stopped?
Yep.
People don't never realize that.
Why are they shutting down a lot of things we bring out for truth? We showing you stuff that's written. We showing you stuff that's proven, and you want to shut it down. Why is that? If we supposed to be about truth, right? This place is supposed to be about truth.
We're supposed to trust in God.
Exactly.
Read on.
Liberty and justice for all. Exactly. Verse 5. But oh, that God would speak.
But oh, that God would speak. Come on.
And open his lips against thee.
When you see what's happening, the Most High is allowing history and allowing the young men and the young women and the children, the older folks, everybody now, eyes are being, that eye salve is on your eyes. Just purify them, get them out. Start seeing it. Come on.
Verse 6. And that he would show thee.
And he would what?
Show thee.
Come on.
The secrets of wisdom.
Come on.
That they are double to that which is. Know therefore.
Wait a minute. So what it's saying is you might understand a little wisdom of the Bible. The Lord is saying he'll show you double. So what you've been looking at, it's greater. And that's what people don't realize. That's what you're housed in. You're housed in Christianity. We came out of the madness and went, oh, wait a minute. We really going to follow Christ.
Oh, that's right.
We really going to come back to our heritage and have integrity and honor. We really not going to be in an effeminate mind state and sit around in a doctrine that was given to us by slave masters and those who was oppressing us to have gain and power in the world. Okay? Why is America traveling to other places and conquering? Nobody's saying nothing about that. How come they being busybodies in other nations and doing things? No one's saying that. But soon as we rise up and say, let's be a nation and start showing pieces of history, shut them. No, we can't have that. Verse 6.
Verse 6. And that he would show thee the secrets of wisdom, that they are double to that which is. Know therefore that God exacted of thee less than thine iniquity deserveth.
So you realize the Most High, by he giving us the mysteries, we deserve to be destroyed. Yep. You don't want to listen to God. We deserve to be wiped off the map. The Lord gave us the key to success, which is his laws, and we don't want to do them. We deserve to be wiped off, but the Most High gave us mercy through Christ. Mm-hmm. Now, I made a comment. Let's go to Revelation 9. I don't think they might not be ready. Revelation 9, start at verse 12.
The Revelation, chapter 9 and verse 12. One woe is past.
So woes are coming to the earth. One woe is past. So they had the woes in these woes in Revelation refers to wars as well, death and destruction. So a World War I happened. All right. You folks look that up. You can see who's the allies and, who's fighting on what sides. The whole world was at war. World War II is also in here. So one woe passed. One world war was passed. Okay. Come on.
And behold, there come two woes more hereafter.
You see that? He said, wait a minute. Behold, meaning look. There's two more woes coming. So as you would read down this, he starts to show you the army and the horsemen, and he relates it in a way to contribute it to beast and to look at it in a certain way. Because when you would look at something that's from the future, you don't understand. How you going to show a man who just in sandals don't understand nothing but maybe a little bit of metal work, and you show him flying machines, tanks, rocket launchers, missiles? How would he even fathom that? That's just of the Most High take you and show you technology of the kingdom. You wouldn't even know what to say. You would relate it to things that you know of today. Yep. You wouldn't know what it is. Okay, so two woes coming is still coming, right? So we know the next woe happened, and it was what? World War II. That's what they're talking about, even with Hitler right here. Okay, come on.
Verse 13. And the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before God, saying to the sixth angel, which had the trumpet.
Explain it. I'm going to explain it.
Okay.
So, in the sixth angel sounded, because the angels have trumpets, there's 7 of them. I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before God. 4 horns. Does that mean really horns? It's really talking about kings. These kings, which are before the golden altar, represents Lord's will, we'll go over that in another topic. The book of Acts, chapter 5 and verse 29. We out of time.
The book of Acts, chapter 5 and verse 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men.
We out of time. We're going to obey the Most High rather than man. You folks continue to study. All you got to do is read the Bible. Right. Ask the Most High to open up your knowledge on things, because guess what? There's a lot of confusion out here. There's a lot of lies. There's a lot of hypocrisy. But when you will start to understand the Bible, it's about the children of Israel returning back to Christ in the keeping of the commandments in spirit and in truth. You so-called black and Hispanics, man, come out of the disillusion of the mind, man. All right? It's a lot of time. Time is short. We don't have a lot of time, but what's happening is we're filling our minds with garbage. Fill your mind with the Bible, okay? Go to our website, IsraeliteSaintsOfChrist.org, okay? IsraeliteSaintsOfChrist.org, live, interactive, all right? New members, fill it out, man. Become a saint.
Join the force.
You got to join the force, all right? Some of this stuff we just going to go back office with. We're not going to even broadcast it loud because you got a lot of people, they just playing games in this. All praises to the Most High in Christ.
All praises.
Y'all have a happy Sabbath. With that, we say shalom, y'all.